Yes, the PFT Power Rankings presented by Google Pixel. There's a new number one team. And, it kind of dawned on me on Monday night. Usually during the Monday night game is when I put these together. I was looking at the top teams. The Eagles lost, so they have to fall. The Eagles aren't going to stay put. I know Jalen Hurts is injured, and when he's healthy, they're still one of the best teams in football, but they lost, so they had to fall. So it's like, well, do I bump the Bills up to number one? Well, it wasn't exactly an inspiring performance in Chicago. Yeah, they won 35-13, but the Bears, what did the Bears really have? And then the Chiefs, and it's like, the 49ers dismantled a playoff team. Playoffs,
yeah.
They've dismantled a playoff team.
Right.
And the 49ers, who's the best team in the NFL right now? It's the 49ers. Well, why aren't they number one then? Let's make them number one. And it's kind of hard to argue with that logic. Who's the best team right now? It's the 49ers. They are number one.
I'm with you there. I'm glad to see you go this route. That's right. The hell with the record and what happened back in October and September and all that. You're saying it right. I mean, they're the hottest team in the game right now. There's the one weakness we were worried about was the quarterback who's a rookie and Mr. Irrelevant. He's kind of thriving. It's like you don't even realize the offense is playing a rookie that was a Mr. Irrelevant. And then, again, to more of what you're saying, yeah, it's 8 wins in a row. And it's not like 8 wins like we're squeaking it out here. That's again, what you're saying. It's dismantlement. Okay, I don't know if that's a word or not, but I'm going with it to make it more strong. It's dismantlement of teams, okay? I mean, it's domination. I mean, even like the Seahawks 21-13 game, that was misleading. They dominated from get-go. But to kill the Buccaneers the week before that, to beat the Dolphins by 16, to shut out the Saints 13-0, the Cardinals 38-10. I mean, it's not just win games. It's like control them from start to finish, and you feel like the other team's just hanging on to kind of keep it competitive. So I'm with you, Mike. Good job by you. Way to go.
By the way, accidental scholar.
Yeah. Dismantlement. Boom. Yes.
Yes.
Felt like it worked. It just
active
flew off.
Taking something apart.
Woo!
You even used it properly. Sometimes your made-up words that actually end up being real words don't quite fit, but you're 2 for 2. You accidentally nailed it, and it means exactly what you expected it to mean. It's the act of taking something apart, which is exactly what the 49ers did to the Commanders on Saturday. Elsewhere, not a whole. I mean, we kind of know who is where, and you lose a game, you fall a spot, you win a game, you move up a few. The Jaguars in the top 10, I'm sure you can get behind that. They've been your darlings all year long. They deserve the spot that they currently have as the 10th best team in football. And again, the top 5-6 teams are the ones that I think the Super Bowl champion will come from. It's going to be a longer shot once you get past the Cowboys for any of these other teams to rise up and win it all. We felt that way for a few weeks now.
Yeah, agreed. You can put that top 6 however you want, but yeah, I'm still in that thought process that group's above the rest of football. And again, like we've talked about every week, like what's the teams we look at that can maybe upset that formula there. And as another week in the books, I feel like there's less teams that can upset that formula as we can continue to go here. Really. We'll see with Baltimore. I don't know. I'd like to see them with Lamar Jackson before the playoffs. They're the one team I look at there. The Dolphins were a team that I thought could maybe be dangerous here. But, man, they got some struggles ahead of them, and that was a bad look last week after kind of outplaying the Packers and screwing it up. But I'm with you, Mike. I am shocked that you moved Philly to 4. I thought at least you maybe would make them 2. I'd probably still have them at 2, but I'm not mad at you for having the Bills and Chiefs there. I don't think it's like egregiously they're less than the Eagles. It'd be a very close football game for sure.
Well, and the injuries are piling up for the Eagles as well. We talked about that some yesterday, and that's part of where you are and who you are at this stage of the season. You stay healthy most of the year. Now, all of a sudden, you've got multiple guys who aren't available, and you wonder how long that's going to last and if it's going to linger into the postseason. At Sambivalent01 has this question. Who from 8 to 14 do you guys give the best shot of making a surprise conference championship appearance? And you mentioned the Ravens. I think the Ravens could do it simply because, Chris, and they're at number 8.
Yep.
3 spots behind the Bengals at 5. if the Bengals lose to the Bills on Monday night, and if the Steelers lose to the Ravens on Sunday night, it sets up Week 18 AFC North Championship game. If the Ravens win the division, get that first-round game at home and win it, they just have to win a game on the road. Not that it's going to be easy, but if they go to Kansas City, I could see, whether it's the Bills or the Chiefs, I could see one of those teams stumbling as they think ahead to the inevitable rematch between Buffalo and Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. I think those teams are going to be vulnerable to getting picked off by a team like the Ravens in the divisional round. So I would say the Ravens. Of the teams from 8 to 14, that's the one to me that stands out as a potential conference championship participant.
Right. I think that's definitely one of the teams for me. The other team I'd maybe throw in there is the Chargers. I could see things the Chargers fall the right way, where they could be a pain in the butt. Again, it's, who's to say that, just with that quarterback, Joey Bosa healthy, Brandon Staley creative defensive mind, they'd be one team I'd look at. If Rashawn Slater gets healthy, again, they could end up playing a team like Buffalo and Kansas City, or, Buffalo in the divisional round where they don't run the ball all that well. So that's not going to stress the Chargers' bad run defense out to where they can play pretty good pass defense. I'm with you in the Ravens. I think that'd probably be my number one pick, especially with a healthy Lamar. I guess the Chargers, to our at Sambivalent number one there, would be the other team that's on my radar.
But I think it's a real concern. Chiefs and Bills divisional round, if they aren't playing each other, and they likely won't be, right? They can't be. If they've won their divisions, they would meet at earliest in the championship round. The way it's falling, it's dangerous for both of those teams in the divisional round because they're going to be thinking the rematch, that epic playoff battle. And maybe you lose sight of this one because you start thinking a little bit.
I'm with you. I'd worry about that, Mike, even if in the wild card round. I'd worry about, the way it stands right now. I'd be worried that, right now as it stands, Kansas City would be playing Miami in the first round, right? Oh, Tyreek Hill's coming to town, all of that stuff. I'd be worried about that. And then, then you could have Burrow, the number 3 seed, playing the Chargers. That's kind of scary for both of those there. I could see them both looking down the road a little bit going, oh, Mahomes is on the horizon or Burrow's on the horizon, and, Allen after that, and losing sight of, the challenge in front of them. I hope it doesn't happen, but there's some scary matchups, and the AFC's dangerous with some of these teams and weapons they got on the offensive side of the ball.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.